The streaming wars are heating up, and investors are on the lookout for companies that are poised to succeed in this rapidly growing market. From app services to video streaming, the competition is fierce, and the stakes are high. By 2026, the market for it could be worth $149 billion. You've heard of big names like Disney and Netflix, but in this video, we will highlight the best stocks you haven't heard of to win the streaming wars. These companies have the potential to thrive in this ever-changing landscape and provide solid returns for investors. But before we go into that, don't forget to click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring the bell icon. Now, let's begin. The video streaming market grew by 50% last year, according to major services. In the past, the focus has been on streaming entertainment, but the pandemic made it necessary to stream education and even our social interactions, which made this a part of everyone's life. Disney Plus has added 95 million subscribers in just 15 months, and Hulu and ESPN Plus have added another 52 million. Disney Plus expects to have almost 300 million subscribers by 2026, and so does Netflix. Netflix is expected to grow to 290 million subscribers, and even competitors like Amazon Prime and HBO could have hundreds of millions of subscribers. When you hear about stocks to buy, you almost always hear about stocks in the entertainment industry. The big daddy of video streaming now has more than 2 billion monthly users. While older people like me didn't start watching YouTube until later in life, whole generations are growing up on the platform. Almost 4 out of 5 US internet users under the age of 35 are active on the site. I want to look not only at the big dogs like Netflix and Disney, but also at the companies you might not hear as much about. With streaming, you already know about the big dogs like Netflix and Disney, and it's not that they won't do well. For example, Disney has a long history of making money. I also wanted to make sure that the stocks on the list were growing their sales at the same rate as streaming. For example, if streaming is growing by more than 20% a year, I want to find companies that can turn that growth into even faster sales growth for their shares. Lastly, I looked at user growth or market share growth for other companies, while other stocks you might watch the earnings growth for these kinds of subscription services. It's all about the number of users and how the company makes money off of them. Everyone in the country will be familiar with our first streaming stock device. Fastly, ticker FSLY, is an edge cloud platform that helps some of the biggest companies develop and deliver their content over the internet. This stock has dropped since early February. It's still way above last year's price, but it's down 39% from its peak. Sales grew by 40% year over year in the fourth quarter. The stock now trades for 21 times sales, down from about 40 times sales last year. That's still not cheap, but Fastly is an innovator in a $35 billion market for app services, security, CDN, and streaming. It's taking market share from legacy providers and will grow into that valuation. The company has a great balance sheet with over $400 million in cash and only $32 million in debt. The company has more than 300,000 servers, 4,000 locations, and almost 1,000 cities around the world, which gives it a scale that Fastly can't match. The company's shares were pretty flat in the 5 years leading up to 2019, though, because some of its biggest customers brought their own delivery networks in-house, but that decline has stopped and growth is back thanks to the rise of streaming. Spotify, ticker SPOT, is best known as a music streaming service, but it also has a role in this video streaming theme. Spotify is by far the largest music streaming service, with 155 million subscribers and 345 million monthly users in 170 markets. The company reported 27% user growth last quarter and revenue is up 17% year over year. Spotify has been aggressively adding podcasts over the last year, signing exclusive deals with people like Joe Rogan and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and then being able to monetize them through these ads and the premium services. It's now making a big push into video streaming of the podcast on the platform that could be the next catalyst for the shares. The company's management predicts that it will have up to 427 million users by 2021, which would mean revenue growth of 24% and an increase of $11.5 billion. The shares are priced at just over 5 times sales, making it one of the cheaper ones on this list. Now, as a huge nerd for Marvel, I couldn't talk about streaming without also talking about Disney, ticker DIS. Honestly, I was a long-time holdout on these video subscription services, but Disney has the franchises that you just have to watch. Considering it's signed up almost 100 million subscribers to Disney Plus in barely a year, and then forecasts are for growth of 300 million over the next few years, that's growth that you can't ignore as an investor. Now, revenue was down 22% in the first quarter to $16.2 billion, but that's on a 53% plunge in the Parks and Experiences division. With the return of parks and studio revenue later this year, sales are expected to jump 25% to $86 billion next year. That's still another year out, but makes the stock a value play for anyone with the patience to wait. Investing in these streaming stocks can be a great opportunity to take advantage of the growing trend of online streaming services. The demand for online video streaming has surged during the pandemic, and it is expected to continue growing in the future. By investing in these stocks, you can potentially benefit from this trend and offer diversification to your portfolio and exposure to a growing market. However, as with any investment, it is essential to do your own research and understand the risks involved. It is also important to have a long-term investment horizon, as the streaming market is still evolving, and the stock's performance may fluctuate in the short term. Click that video on your screen if you like our episode for today. Ring the bell icon so you'll be the first to know when we have new video uploads. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.